Stampers, this is Trevis. Thank you for joining me today for YouTube Tuesday. And so as you noticed, I have a different background behind me. I'm in a different seat in my craft room. I have that seat set up for a Facebook Live. So I am moved over and you get to see a whole different view. Today we're going to be making a Christmas card, and since it's November 1st, I'm thinking, yeah, let's just jump right into all the Christmas cards. So much product in the mini catalog, right? So Sweetest Christmas is the designer series paper I'm kind of going to be focusing on today. That has the candy canes. It has a sort of a fabric look. And so as I make the card, I'll be talking about Sweetest Christmas designer series paper. 4 main colors in there: Real Red, Sweet Sorbet, Pool Party, and Garden Green. And so those 4 colors can be traditional, or they can kind of be out of the box a little bit, which I love. So let's get started today. I'm also going to be using cottage wreaths for my sentiment. I'm going to be using an embossing folder called Wintry, and that's a 3D small folder. And so I've got my cut and emboss right here by me. So let's get started. Okay, so I have a piece of Pool Party cardstock, and this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I scored it at 4 1/4 and I folded it in half, so that's going to be my cardstock base. Okay, and then I have Wintry 3D, and I'm going to run this through the cut and emboss. And since this is a small folder, right? So I could have used my mini cut and emboss, my peewee, but I'm going to be doing it on a piece of bigger cardstock. So this would not fit through the mini. So I have to use my regular cut and emboss, and I'm going to just put this towards the end. And so these mini folders can definitely be used on bigger cardstock, right? Okay, so when you do a 3D folder, you need 1 and 4. So your platform and then your number 4 plate. I'm going to run that through. I did a little pre-work as far as cutting a few things, but I would wait and do this one. Okay, so now we have some snowflakes. I love that. And what I'm going to do now is I am going to take my white craft pad, and I'm going to just distress this a little bit with some white ink. It's not going to be over the top, but it's going to be, I need my white pad here. It's going to be just a little bit. So if you get a white craft pad, you have to ink it up, right? It doesn't come inked, so you'll get a re-inker when you purchase it. You'll get the pad and the re-inker, but it will be uninked when you get it. Just want to mention that. Okay, so when you're doing this technique, and this is crafting, so it's going to be very sticky, you want to make sure you hold this tight. Okay, and then you're just going to lightly go across it like that. And what it does is it brings in some white ink. Okay, I don't need a whole lot because I'm going to cover some of that up anyway with some designer series paper. Okay, so we don't have a lot of craft pads anymore. We used to have tons of colors, but now we just have white. So, but I still love it, right? It takes a little longer for it to dry, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to make sure. Okay, so the piece of designer series paper I'm going to start with is this piece. And I had a hard time deciding, do I want this side or this side? And I ended up with this side because I am going to cut out a candy cane from the Sweetest Christmas paper. So I thought, well, this kind of goes with that. So I'm going to adhere this next. I'm going to use my Stampin' seal. I am going to put a little extra right here down this side because this is, right, I just ran this through the folder, so it's textured. So it might need a little extra adhesive. Okay, so I'm just going to adhere this on. That. Ooh, it's a little crooked. It doesn't have to be perfect, but at least close. Okay, so I'm going to trim this down just a smidge. Okay, so there's my start to my card. So a lot of that got covered up, but I still have this cute side. Okay, now I ran through the tailor-made tags a piece of white cardstock. And so tailor-made tags, you get 8 tags. You get 4 that have this cute scallop top, and then you get 4, and they're all nested, right? So you get 4 that are the square tops, okay? But then they also have these cute little, I don't know, reinforcers, I guess they're called. They used to call them that. I don't know if they still do. And so you can get, you have those, the round ones. You can cut 4 of those out at a time, or you can cut out the kind of square ones. That's this one. Cut 3 of those out. So it's your choice, and that's that one, just so you can see the difference. Okay. I hope my video is still going. I know I have a low battery. Okay, so all that being said, let's get going. Since I do have a low battery. I have that another little piece of this, so I'm going to glue this on here, okay, just as a little extra here at the bottom. I'm going to trim that off. Okay, and then I'm going to cut out that candy cane that I talked about. And that's from Sweetest Christmas also, designer series paper. And look how many candy canes you get. Holy cow, you get a lot. So I'm going to cut out one of them. I'm just going to cut this one out. I'm going to cut through too much paper. I did that in the past one time. I thought I had 1 sheet, and I actually had 2, and I was cutting. I actually cut 2 sheets at once. Didn't make me really, really happy. I'm just going to fussy cut this. And so this has all these same colors in it. It has real red, it has garden green, and pool party. So those are colors that I'm going to be using today. Okay, so I have that done. And now I'm going to kind of pop that up with some dimensionals. Just a few of them here. So I just had a manicure done, and I haven't had a manicure in a long time. I have pretty good nails, but I really like how a French manicure looks. The problem is sometimes I told them not to scuff up my nails. So she didn't, I don't think. Too bad. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little glue on here. Put this through this right here in the center. See how cute that looks? Just that little circle. Okay, now I thought I brought over some white, some white twine. So I'm just going to cut a little piece of that and run that through, because I think a topper needs ribbon or twine. That's just me. Maybe you don't think so. Do your card your way. If you don't think it's necessary, then don't do it. All right, so pull that through. Trim that off a little bit. Okay, so now I kind of have a focal point for my card. So cute. So again, do I need to pop that up? I don't think so. I already popped up the candy cane, so I think we're good. And now I want to use cottage wreaths, and I'm going to do just Merry Christmas from Cottage Wreaths. And I'm going to stamp that in real red. See, don't you love the coordination of our, I love it, of our stamps and all our inks, I mean. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp that on here. Merry Christmas. And do a little fishtail. Yep. Both ends. Was debating, should I do both ends? And I think I am. Okay. And now I'm going to put another little dimensional on there. Just like that. So there's a simple Christmas card, and I hope you enjoyed this video today. I'll see you on Friday. Have a great week. Bye.